guys and welcome. You're watching DemonicBishop here. We're going to be going through a playthrough of Kenshi. Just to let you know here, this is my first video that I've ever made for YouTube. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys watch it, comment on it, subscribe possibly. By the end of this video, who knows, it might actually be informative, useful, or perhaps even entertaining. But yes, there we go. Yep, so my name's Dom. I'll be going through a playthrough of a little known game called Kenshi. This video, just to let you know, is actually a remake of a previous video that I started to make, although due to various technical malfunctions and various other crap, I had to remake it. But yeah, so anyway, onto the game itself. Kenshi, it's a little known independently developed game by a small town games development company called Lo-Fi Games, and from what I found up to this point, research wise, the game so far seems to have actually been developed by one lone developer all on his own, on his onesie there. So congratulations, props to him, because this is, to be brutally honest with you, a pretty amazing game considering the state that it's in at the moment. It's a game is in open beta at the moment. It's early access on Steam. Currently, I think the game is around about £12 sterling in the UK at the moment to purchase. All funds from the game go towards the developer themselves to promote and develop the game. The game is always in development, always getting regular updates, so I advise you to check this game out because it is honestly phenomenal. I mean, obviously, most of the features are missing at the moment. There's a whole lot of factions and things that are not in the game, and loads of other features, skills, that kind of thing, missing at the moment. But even so, in the state it's in, it's really good fun. I've had my PC set up for probably about 2 or 3 weeks now, and this game has just eaten up my time. So I advise you all to go out there, get it now, see for yourself what the fuss is all about. But if you're one of the impatient types like myself, then you're going to want to get straight into the game, or possibly even just watch this video and find out for yourself what the game's like. I said we'd be jumping straight in, so here we go. Actually, a little note beforehand though. This game, it's a open world sandbox squad based RPG. Obviously by that description you can probably tell that this game is unique right from the get-go, and let me tell you, that is definitely true. You know, I was one of those people, I play a lot of RPGs myself. I'm a big RPG nut, big fan, Elder Scrolls, all that kind of stuff. This game is a lot different to a lot of games out there at the moment, which is what made it catch my attention in the first place. And basically, from the developer's perspective of developing this game, basically their philosophy is you don't start this game as you do at many other RPGs at the moment. You don't start with loads of amazing gear. You're not some immortal, you know, powerful guy. You don't automatically start with loads of skills and upgrades and stuff, or any items. You're pretty much powerless, to be quite honest with you, right from the start of the game. And it provides a really great sense of challenge, much in a similar way to games of similar ilk, such as Dark Souls and that kind of thing. I'm not going to draw too many Dark Souls comparisons because, you know, in terms of gameplay, these games are worlds apart. But philosophy-wise, you know, the Lo-Fi Games wanted to make sure that the player has to work and fight for every little victory in this game. You know, you don't, nothing is handed to you on a silver platter. Anything you achieve in this game, no matter how small, is always a big achievement, because you know that you've earned it yourself, and you know that's the whole the essence and beauty of the game. Really, it's the sense of discovery, the sense of dynamism. Actually, if that's a word, dynamic. You know what I mean. Actually, another good comparison is probably Mountain Blade Warband. Actually. I mean, factions wise, there's a hell of a lot of factions in this game. I know RPGs, you know, Elder Scrolls, that kind of thing, have had factions in them before. I'm not sure whether all of them are actually joinable or not yet in this game, or if that's even an optional proposed option. But yes, factions are in the game. There's over 20 factions in the full game. I may have already pointed out that this game is still very much in progress. I think the current version is 0.5, something like that. So, you know, not even half complete yet. There's been some developers updates and so on, so the game is pretty much really in pre-alpha state almost, to be honest, at the moment. But that doesn't affect the game itself in any way at all. It's still immensely playable. So anyway, yes, without further ado, I'll probably get into all the other technical, detailed, interesting analysis and commentary later on in the video. So first things first, let's start this game right now. Just a little bit of background. I've already started an account on this game, a couple of accounts actually, but I haven't really had much overall gameplay, advanced wise, sort of in-depth gameplay, or any sort of end game play really at the moment. So this I'm going to be coming into this game pretty much almost as fresh as you guys will be, should you decide to pick the game up as well. So let's see here, start a new game. There's several different starting scenarios, all of which are extremely interesting, full of intrigue, full of promise actually. So let's see here. Right, so I'm going to go for the retired captain. On my previous playthrough I went for the wanderer class. Let's see here actually, several different classes. I'm not going to go through them all because there's a couple of different ones at the moment and they're all quite interesting, but here we go. Yes, so yes, this was my first class, the wanderer. Default difficulty, start with a 1,000 katans, that's the in-game cash currency, what have you. Lone wanderer, so yeah, you basically just start with a pair of pants, a rusty sword, and ready to venture into the world. So that pretty much gives you, if you're looking for a starting point into the game, that's pretty much the way to go. It will allow you to learn all the basics of the game, learn all the controls, because I mean this is quite a non-standard control system for this game really. There's a couple of odd things in there to catch you out and keep the game spiced up and interesting. But yeah, anyway, without further ado, I'm going to pick the Freedom Seekers scenario. In fact, no, I'm not, because I've already picked that one already. So here we go, the retired captain. Why not? Okay then, so retiring from military service, you find yourself penniless and hungry, with nothing but your trusty sword and the shirt on your back. Years of fighting experience has left you with good combat skills, but you will need them if you run into any troops from the Holy Empire. Those guys really hate you. Now a little faction note here, the Holy Empire, I don't think I've actually run into those yet. As I say, the game's still in alpha state. So I think there's probably about 5 or 6 factions currently in game. Just going to start the game here. Let you see for yourself what this is all about. I mentioned Mountain Blade Warband even earlier. By the way, if you watch my videos a lot, you tend to notice that I get the name of that game incredibly fucked up the majority of the time. Hi there guys, apology about the little gap there. The game did actually crash on me while it was loading there. That's obviously evident of the state that the game is currently in at the moment. Don't let anything like that put you off purchasing the game, because at the risk of sounding like some sort of lo-fi game spokesman, you know, the game is in quite an early stage at the moment, so we'll forgive that for now. But yeah, basically speaking of buying the game, actually, just to let you know, the way the funding model for this game works currently at the moment is that the more progress is made on the development of the game, the more the price will rise up towards sort of full game level sort of price. So if you are intrigued by the game, and let me assure you, you probably will be the more that this video pans out, yeah, just buy it quick, because you don't want to be spending any more money than you have to. I mean, you know, it's as good a game as it is, and as much as I respect the developers, times are hard at the moment. This is a recession, so if you want to save some money, go and get it now. And what do you know, you'll probably be helping fund the game and make it even better too. So, okay then, so back to business. As you can see, I started the old soldier class. If you're a regular player of RPGs, you're probably quite familiar with all this sort of stuff. So I'm just going to go ahead and create a character now. Female characters aren't actually within the game at the moment, but that is coming forthcoming in a brand new patch that's probably on the way as we speak. So yeah, there's human and tribal classes. I'm not sure what the difference is at the moment, but it'll be interesting to find out. Shall I be tribal? Actually no, I'll stick for human for now. But yeah, so we're going to go for a human class. We're going to pick a facial type here. Now a little note on the graphics, as you can see, that they're quite impressive to be fair for an alpha game. Obviously they're not cutting edge, bleeding edge, probably not the best graphics in the world, but they do the job for now, and we're told that they will improve more and more. So I'm going to go for this guy because he kind of looks a bit like David Beckham. Not that that's any seal of approval or anything there. Going to pick a character. So yeah, I don't know about you guys, I like to get quite into the game that I'm playing. RPG wise, I like to do some actual real role playing, get into the backstory of my character, all that sort of shiz. So excuse me for a moment while I create. In fact, nah, I'm not going to do that. I can't actually see my hair colour at the moment because of the hat, the little tricorn, so I'm just going to do something wacky and hope that it pans out. Okay, so as you can see, it's quite a robust character creation system. This was added recently, a couple of months ago. Right stick, middle mouse scroll actually is used to zoom in and out. Middle mouse press is used for camera control, which is probably one of the odd things that I was telling you about before. You can make the characters quite odd. Okay, so my character's currently called Old Soldier. That's a randomly generated name, so I'm going to change that to something a little different. So let's say Fragranach. Why not? Frame. So yeah, here we go. You start off in the starting town. Can't remember the name of it at the moment, but yeah, being an indie game, it's quite interesting. It's quite a robust character creation system, as I say. You've got neck position, leg length, all that sort of stuff. You can fully customise the posture of your character, even down to the, I wouldn't say the most minute detail, but you can make it pretty cool. So this is my guy. I'm gonna give him some pretty rocking breasts. That's what the game likes to call them, whether they're male or female. A bit of a pouchy stomach, waist. Let's see here. You can create some pretty wacky characters. And another cool feature as well, actually, is that you can go into sort of in-game mini taverns in some of the different settlements in the game. And if you have enough currency, you can actually recruit other mercenaries and other people to fight for your cause as part of your faction as well, to join your renegade band of desert robbers, which is a nice little feature. You can, if you so choose, you can fully customise all of them using the very same editor that you can use to create this character as well. So it's quite a nice feature. It gives your group a nice little sort of customised, cohesive sort of look. If you're into that, if you want to change all your characters, create like your own little Lord of the Rings style fellowship, you know, you can go ahead and do that. So it's quite nice. Right, I'm just going to let's click randomise because we haven't got all day. Let's try and pick something that doesn't resemble Buzz Lightyear. Nah, that'll do. Okay, so we've created our character. Save and click done. Now there we go, we're into the game proper. Now this is actually a different starting location than I started off in some of my other playthroughs, so even as we speak I'm still discovering new things about the game now. Right, so I'm in the settlement of Bark. As you probably already guessed, this game's aesthetic, the tone, and the overall setting is basically that of almost a Fallout-esque kind of wasteland, effectively. It's a massively open world, as you can tell by the map there. That's all explorable as far as I know. And yeah, bit of Fallout, bit of Borderlands. Some nice Japanese influenced sort of almost quasi-cyberpunk kind of stylings as well. Yeah, the character models are slightly brain dead at the moment, but obviously that's going to be a placeholder. Okay, so we've found a trading outpost. Now, one of the most appealing aspects of this game, one of the pretty coolest features which sets it apart from others of similar games, is that you don't have to progress through this game in any set way. Now, I know there's been sandbox games before, but I don't think any of them have quite reached the same level of RPG ability, or the actual combination of gameplay genres and styles here that this has as well. I mean, it's got a bit of a sort of command and conquer aspect. If you have a party, you can select quite a few using drop and drag and issue bespoke commands to each of your party members if you want to. So it gives you the option to do some pretty complicated stuff. And not only that, you can play it as a single player RPG if you want to. That's the beauty of this game. There's so much choice available to you. Yeah, you can play it. You can pretty much use any sort of play style that you like to play this game. You can. The aim of the game pretty much is survival, basically, in the start of the game. Similar to Mount and Blade, as I was mentioning previously, a lot of the fun of this game is actually setting your own goals and discovering for yourself what your own story will be and writing it for yourself. You can decide whatever you want to do. None of the NPCs really have much to say at the moment, so I'm going to avoid those for now. But yeah, so this is the start of the game. I'm just going to quickly pop into this little building here. Let's see what this is actually. Is this an armor store? Don't see anything. Right. Well, yeah. I kind of guessed that you'd be saying that. Okay, so here we are. So we've got an armor store here. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So the trading outpost. Yeah, that leads me on to some of the different approaches that you can have in this game. You don't just have to progress as an all-out warrior or a fighter. You could be a mercenary if you wanted. You could be a trader. You could form a band of mercenaries. There is actually even the possibility to collect building materials and resources, and you can actually use them to build your own settlements and camps within the actual game world itself. So the entire game world, as I was saying before, is pretty dynamic. A lot of it can be changed. All the factions are all warring at war with each other in real time, much the same as Mount and Blade. We're told that in the full game there's going to be a lot more functionality similar to Mount and Blade actually, so there's going to be, warring factions, diplomacy, kidnappings, all that sort of jazz. So that should make the game even better than it already is. Right, I'm kind of getting a little bit sick of being told not to steal anything, because to be honest there isn't much steel at the moment. Here we are, clothing trader, looking to trade. Let's see what he's got here. So yeah, that's some new items that have been added into the game recently. I've just accidentally sold a tricorn hat. Oh, what the hell, I can see my hair now. So yeah, that's a good point actually. Money is very hard to come by in this game. The Catans are pretty much your first point of call, no matter what it is that you need to do, whether it be healing, buying stuff. If you're a trader, then that's obviously going to be very important for you. But even learning skills, I believe, costs some money, and obviously building things, buying things, selling things, all that sort of stuff. And also recruiting other people to join your cause as well, which is going to be quite important, especially for me as I'm on my own at the moment, little Fagnarak. Let's see, I've got a horse chopper weapon, leather shirt, padded half pants. So obviously, if you remember, as I don't actually, what character class did I pick? Let's see. Okay, never mind. Stats, there we go. Yeah, I can't remember what class I picked. Probably not that good, but obviously old soldier guy, wasn't it? So, oh, hang on. Looks like something dynamic's happening here. So, it looks as though there's going to be some sort of bandit raid at the moment, or some. Yeah, we can zoom out. This brings in some of the RTS style mechanics here. You can actually zoom out incredibly far on the map, as you can see. And let's have a look and see what these guys are doing here. Alright, so this is one of the factions within the game. From the looks of them, well, let's go down. As you can see at the bottom left there on the factions tab. My faction is currently nameless. If I have a look at stats. Not stats. My apologies here. You probably actually know more about this game than I do, but what the hey, we're going to go forward. Okay, factions. Yeah, so here we are. There's, like I say, millions of factions in the game. The Holy Nation. Now, I believe that I used to be part of the Holy Nation, as my description tells me. But those guys that I just saw a minute ago, from my best guess, are probably the maybe the Dust Bandits, or what were the other ones actually? Sand Ninjas. Now, they have a vendetta against me on one of my other playthroughs, and that seems like that could be quite a good guess there to see if that's the right faction, since they were wearing some samurai armour, and there's a battle commencing here. So I'm just going to stand at arm's length. I say that. So there's a battle commencing between these guys, and some combat going on here. And now all the combat is in real time. However, you can press the spacebar at any point in the game, and pause the action to issue orders, check your inventory, have a break, you know what, do anything. And to be honest, it also gives you quite a good chance to have a look around and survey your surroundings, because this is a very dangerous wilderness, as you might have guessed. If you think about if you've ever played Fallout 3 before, similar sort of rules apply here, because there are a lot of bandits out there. There's a lot of people out there trying to wring your neck and eat your skin and all that sort of stuff. Now these guys, I'm trying to determine if these are friendly actually. It looks to me as though they probably aren't, although we might be proven wrong. So let's see here. I'm just going to save the game actually. Now bear in mind, going onto the save menu doesn't actually save the game. It doesn't actually pause the game rather, so it's quite dangerous unless you remember to press the select button. So I'm going to save under a new save file here. Let's call this Let's Play. So yeah, I'm going to take a moment out here actually just to let you know my name is Dominic Bishop, under the alias of DemonicBishop. I'm making this video for you here right now. Please feel free to check out the rest of my videos once they're made. Subscribe if you like what you hear, and if not, comment, tell me what I can do better, because I'm extremely new to this, as you no doubt are aware. But I'm committed to improving my videos, making them a lot more interesting for you, and providing a lot more interesting coverage and features for you in the future. So just let me know what I can improve on, whether I should actually use some editing skills for a change, cut out some of this extraneous crap, or let me know maybe if I've done something right, if you like the style of my videos so far. You know, it's early days yet, so just let me know what's happening with you, and I'll see what I can do for you. Right, so anyway, back to the game, Kenshi. So little Fagranag head there. He's looking like a bit of a monkey at the moment. So I think first things first, let's check my inventory actually. Right, so I only have 34 money at the moment. So in this sort of scenario, my first priority is probably going to be money, food, and medicine. So the way to make money in this game is probably at the moment mainly just to either sell any items that you have, of which I don't actually have many at the moment, or in that case, since I don't, probably my other option is looting. So I'm going to do a bit of exploring, maybe try out some of the combat, and see if I can find myself some items to sell to one of the various merchants started throughout the game. So yeah, here we go, let's explore some of the world. Graphics, to say they're all placeholders at the moment, are actually pretty damn tasty. You may notice just on the top middle of the screen there's some extremely tiny bandits there. It looks like quite a big group at the moment, so I'm not sure if I'm going to take them on head on right away. I might possibly see. This is one of the good points about this game, is it's very tactical, but it's a nice blend of RPG, RTS, and various other game types as well. So it gives you a nice mix of gameplay. It keeps the action very varied, very interesting throughout. As you can tell, I'm bumming this game extremely because I just love the game a lot. That game didn't seem to save there. Apologise for my noobiness. Let's play. Save successful. Okay then. So anyway, yeah, where was I? So as you might have guessed, things are probably a little bit boring at the moment, if I'm honest with you, but that will all soon improve as the game unfolds. Now let me tell you, this game, if you're the sort of person who is a COD fan, not that anything against COD fans, but if you're the sort of person that doesn't really have patience, then you're not going to be able to get the most out of this game. And this is one of those slow burning games. The more time you put into it, the more you'll get out of it. So let's see what these guys are doing here. Now these guys seem a little more friendly. There's a couple of people fighting over in the distance there. The red arrow is telling me that they are hostile, so whether that's because they're fighting each other or just because they're just generally evil twats, I'm not sure yet. But I'm going to try and follow this desert path, see where I can go, use my map, try and get to the next settlement, which is quite far away, and see what I encounter along the way. I'm going to be doing this Let's Play pretty much constantly, so any updates on my character, anytime I play this game I'll record it for you, so you guys can always see my progress, just in case you're interested in that sort of thing. And hopefully we'll have something quite entertaining here to show you. by the end of the game, and that's if there is one at all. Okay, so let's see what we've covered. We've covered intro. That's a good point actually. Intros for the game. There are 5 or 6 at the moment. I think more are going to be added as the game progresses. And as you may know, depending on the scenario that you pick, it can improve or dramatically change, lower or increase the difficulty of the game as well. So obviously, starting out with not very much equipment or no real other allies, this is going to be substantially a harder playthrough for me than my previous one. Before I picked the bandits, whatever it's called, where I basically started with about 4 or 5 other henchmen, gave me a bit of a starting advantage to the game, which was quite handy. Like I say, pick that one if you're new to the game. It basically just lets you get to grips with the game a bit more, gets you straight into the action a little quicker than you otherwise would do. It's quite muddy textures there actually. Hopefully that's going to be sorted out soon. It's probably just that's a good point actually. The reason for those textures is because of the day and night cycle in this game. Adding to the dynamic world is a day and night system. I'm not sure how much of an effect that actually has on the gameplay at the moment. I assume that, as with many things in this game, it's going to be worked upon, and it's it's going to be renovated every now and then to improve a lot of things in the game. Actually, this is going to take quite a while. You can probably tell that there's a few people fighting each other up there, so I'm just going to speed up the game here. If you use these arrows on the right, you can speed up the in-game clock, so you can move past some of the extraneous stuff. If you notice here, probably quite hard to see because it's quite a small font actually, but I'm on day 180 at the moment. Just pause the game for a moment. 180 is this initial starting the game of the day, day of the game even, and there's a in-game clock as well. So it's quite a nice engrossing feature actually. Okay, so let's see what's happening here. Now these guys are all fighting each other by the looks of it. There's a lot of damage to various body parts. Apologies for the way if this is boring you. I'm just going to go through all the different aspects of the game. That's kind of what this is all about. So let's play here. Right, okay, so my character is actually now fighting some of these bandits. If I want... that guy's down away, and it's a nice little glitchy effect there. Right, so I'm currently getting attacked on several sides. So what I'm actually going to do now is show you some of the cool aspects about this game. If you right click on a character, usually it will give you a few more options, but I can use first aid on myself there. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to right click, move myself a bit out of the action, and probably venture away. I may actually wait here for a moment. In fact, that's the point. On the order section of each character, you can have up to about 20 characters altogether as part of your fellowship, and you can issue individual AI and orders for each of them. So my character is currently set to chase mode, which, if disabled, will mean that my character will never chase after an enemy, or attack an enemy that is running away. And I think, given the circumstances, I'm on my own, not a lot to defend myself with. I'm going to turn that off so that I don't get myself into any unnecessary sticky situations. Hello! Considerably less hair than I've heard before, but anyway, onto the game. Right, so I'm now being attacked, so with chase mode still turned off, I will still actually defend myself. If I'm attacked, I'll still engage in self-defense, and we're in a bit of a tussle here. Obviously my character, the backstory to my character is that I'm an old war veteran, so I've actually got a bit of rusty old combat experience there, so I can probably hold my own in a fight. And this guy's suddenly lost interest in fighting me, so I'm just going to attack him again, just because I can. Because I want his loot, and I want to kill him. If you notice here, I've actually been damaged quite a lot here. That's probably not a good sign. I'm going to loot this guy here. Oh, and that's, just as luck would have it, he's got a basic first aid kit, so that's good. Because I haven't explained this part yet, but I'll get onto this in a moment. Now, I've killed a few samurai here. This guy doesn't seem to be wanting to attack me, so that's nice. But if you look to the bottom left of the screen here, I'm actually bleeding out, so I'm going to have to be quite quick here. Pause that, actually. As you may have noticed, each body part of each character in the game has its own health meter, so it's not just a single standard health meter for one character. You know, you lose 100 health points and you die. lot more advanced than that, a lot more engaging. So there's a lot more variables in this game that you have to bear in mind to make sure you're a success and to make sure you can actually survive in the wasteland, which is good. It gives the game much more tactical edge over some of its forebears. So as you can see, I don't want to bleed out. You need to look after each of your bodily parts individually, and obviously, as you can imagine, if you have 20 people in your squad, that's going to be quite a lot of body parts to look after. No pun intended. So yeah, you have to bear everything in mind all at the same time, just as all the best strategy games allow you to. So I'm sure you can imagine the possibilities for tactical depth even as we speak. So I'm just going to go ahead into my inventory, use my basic first aid kit. Now that gives you all the jazzy information there: weight value, trade value, average price, price markup, charges, and quality. I'm not sure entirely what all of these stat values do at the moment. I'm not sure if all of them actually work in game at the moment, because to be quite honest, the information about what works in game and what doesn't is a little patchy. But one thing I do know is that they do actually work the way they're intended. So I'm going to go back into the game here. I'm going to right click on my character, click on first aid, and as you can see, I'm currently healing myself. You can see my blood is stopped falling. There we go, eventually. And that guy's actually looting somebody else as well. So as you can see, the AI, even in its most basic form at the moment, is still very intelligent. They all work on their own accord. Every faction, every individual NPC all have their own agendas. Works much better than the Radiant AI for Skyrim ever did, or ever was supposed to be honest. So that's why I'm in love with this game. It has so much potential, and so yeah. So I'm not currently bleeding out. That just shit me up there a bit there, but that's not actually me. That's the NPC that I clicked on before. So you can check the stats of any NPC. That's the Dust Bandit who's currently unconscious. And he is actually bleeding out into minus figures at the moment. I don't know if you can see there. So that basically means that if he doesn't get medical attention soon, he will suffer a permadeath basically. But I'm not going to suffer that fate because I've healed myself. So here we are. I've got some temporary damage to my left arm, which is currently healing itself due to the first aid. You can also sleep in beds to heal yourself to have a similar sort of effect. But yeah, overall I'm in pretty good health at the moment, so I'm just going to save my game again and carry on. Alright, I'm going to take a short break, guys. I'll be back momentarily. I think there's some new stuff to say to you, and thank you for watching. I'll probably make the second part of this video as a separate video actually to help myself upload things. So thanks for watching so far, guys. Feel free to watch the next part in this video. It's going to be part 2 of Kenshi for DemonicBishop. So thank you for watching, and see you guys soon.